Here are 5 easy farms that you need to build in Minecraft Bedrock 1.19. So how this fuel farm works is you have this lava up here that leaks into these dripstone, which then fall down into this cauldron and fill up buckets of lava. You can then take that lava and put it into a furnace to smelt 100 items. So with that out of the way, let's get into how to build this thing. So first things first, it doesn't have to be 9 cauldrons here. It can be as big as you want or as small as you want. But the bigger you have it, the more lava buckets you're going to get and the more efficient the farm is. So I'm going to start off by placing my cauldrons on the ground like this. I'm going to do 9 just for this video. You're then going to want to go to any of the blocks and build up 3 blocks here. So 1, 2, and 3. Then breaking those bottom 2 and copying the bottom that you've done here up here. So I'm going to place 9 blocks up here, completely copying what I have on the cauldrons down below. I then want to take my dripstone and place them on the underside of these blocks here. And they all should be right over top of these cauldrons. I then want to come up to here and I want to place my lava up here, but first I have to make a container for that lava. So I'm going to place a temporary block there with a regular one up there and then completely surround this platform that I've made up here with solid blocks. And then I'm going to place all of my lava up here, making sure that these are all solid surfaces. And you should see if you come down here that the dripstone is now dripping and falling into this cauldron. And over time, what you'll come to see is that these will eventually fill up with lava buckets, which you can then simply right click to pick up the bucket of lava, chuck it into the furnace and smelt 100 items. An extremely simple fuel farm and honestly one of the best ones out there. So similar to the fuel farm over there, this doesn't have to be 5 long. It can be as big or as small as you want, but obviously the more you have, the more items that you can automatically sort inside. So start off by placing however many you want. So for this case, I'm going to do 5. So I'm going to do 5 double chests on the ground with 2 more chests on the top here. This is to ensure that I have enough storage and enough space for all of the items that I'm going to be putting in here. I'm then going to want to go 3 blocks back. So 1, 2, and 3, placing a row of blocks right here. I then want to come to this side right here and place redstone torches on the back side of this blocks. So it should be facing the chests this way. I then want to take some hoppers and put 1 hopper into all 5 of the chests just like this, so that all of the little knobs here are actually facing inside of the chest. Next, I want to come to the back side of this block, placing a row of repeaters right here, with a row of blocks behind those repeaters right there. So it should look just like this so far. Next, I want to make a 3x5 platform up here, so I'm going to go 3 back, and then all the way across, so for my case 5, and I'm going to fill this whole area in here. And then I want to take my redstone and put it on all of these blocks, but not including this row here. So I'm going to start on this row and go back to here and then all the way down here. So you should have 15 redstone placed down there. Next, what you want to do is take your redstone comparators and face this way, face away from the actual front of the farm and place down all 5 of them just like this, so that the 2 is towards the hopper and the 1 is away. Next, what you want to do is you want to take your hoppers and look at the edge of the comparator there, and shift click and place the hoppers so that they're leading into the comparator just like that. You then want to take 1 more row of hoppers here, placing it into the final chest there, and then all the way across just like this. This is where the actual items are going to flow through and then be automatically sorted. Next, what you want to do is take a chest and place it on top of there. This is where you put the items inside to be sorted. And then you want to come along to the end here, placing a chest, a junk chest here, so that any items that aren't in your 5 here automatically go into here. And then just change this hopper so it leads into that chest there. So now you should see you have 5 hoppers here that lead into that chest. You have 5 hoppers here that lead into these. And then you have 5 hoppers down here that lead into the chests. So as of right now, it should look just like this. So now it's time for the actual sorting part. So you first want to decide which chests are for which items. So I'm going to say this one's for diamond and this one's for gold. So for the diamond one, what I want to do is I want to come into this middle hopper here, the one that's facing into the comparator. I want to take 4 filler blocks, so I just use dirt, place 4 of them right there, and then whatever item I want to be sorted, I'm going to put it right in that block there. And you should see that it's going to start to count down, and if it's starting to count down, then you know you've done this farm right, and you should see that it's going to keep counting down until it gets to 41, and if it stops there, you've done it right. Now any blocks that you put into here will automatically be sorted into that chest there. Next, you want to come into this one and do the exact same thing, 4 filler blocks, and then your blocks into there. I'm going to do gold for this one, and you can see that it's automatically being put inside of that there. Now, if I were to try to use this farm right now and put my items into here, you're going to see that the items are actually going to go into these first 3 chests here, and that's because not all of these hoppers here are actually taken up with your blocks. So what you want to do is fill up every single section inside of the farm with your filler blocks, and then the block that you want to sort, and then the farm should be working. And that's it. That's the whole farm done. So what I like to do is add some item frames, chuck it on the front there, and sort for what my items actually are so I never forget which spot they go in. So now I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to go up to this top chest here, placing my blocks that I want in there, that I want to be automatically sorted into there. And then I'm also going to throw some random blocks inside of there to show you that if it doesn't fit into any of those, it's going to go into this end chest here. So I'm going to wait a little bit for this to be done sorted, and I'll let you guys know what happens. So as you can now see, the chest is completely empty. And if I come down to my diamond chest here, it's going to have my diamonds. If I come to my gold chest, it has my gold. And if I have those spare items that weren't in my other slots, they go into the trash chest at the end here. And that is this entire auto sorter done. To start off this iron farm, what you want to do is find a nice plains area right here and make a 9x9 area out of leaves. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 9 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then fill in this whole area with leaves here. So the outside should be 9x9, and the inside here should be 7x7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. Next, what you want to do is take this entire area here and dig it 3 down. So 1, 2, 3, and then dig out this whole area here. Once you have that whole area dug down 3 blocks, you want to come inside of here and find the middle. So I'm just going to place a random block inside there, and you should see that there's 3 blocks going in every direction. You then want to leave 1 block on the outside and make a little area just like this, dug down, and then dig out the area like that. So you can see that I have another square inside of there, and I want to take this down 6 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I want to dig out this whole area again. And just like that, you can see that we have this large area here, leaves on the top, 3 down with a lip, and then 6 more blocks down here. Now what you want to do is come to both sides of this and place 2 blocks just like this. So a row of 2 blocks there, and a row of 2 blocks there, with beds on top of all of these here. So there should be 10 beds just like this. You then want to come down here and break these blocks underneath the beds so that we can make more beds underneath of those ones there. This is to maximize the compaction of this farm to make it as nice and neat as possible. So go ahead and place some more beds down here. So now that should be 20 beds total, and then you can just go ahead and build this back up. So it should look something like this when you're done with it. The next thing you want to do is go ahead and place 1 block in the middle there, with 4 blocks in the corners just like this. And then you're going to want to fill in all of this empty space with your workstations. Now it doesn't have to be a particular workstation, fletching table, lectern, whatever you want. But I'm going to use lecterns so that if you want to double use the villagers and trade with them, you can. So you should see that once you place all of these down, you should have 20 placed, the same amount of beds. That's 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's going to be 20 workstations and 20 beds. Now comes the fun part. You need to get 20 villagers inside of this area here. The easiest way to do this is to just breed them inside of here, or you can have a villager breeder nearby. If you want to do it the hard way, you can have a village nearby and just minecart all of the villagers inside of here. But anyway, you need to get 20 villagers inside of this area to match the 20 workstations and 20 beds. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to spawn them in, but however you want to get them in there works too. Now one quick thing to note, you can see that all of these guys are librarians, but this guy is not, and that's because he has a green vest on. So anyone with that green like shirt vest thingy, a green villager, you can't have them inside of here. So it's nothing personal. All right, there we go. So 20 villagers inside of this area now, just like that. And you should see that they all have this profession as a librarian. And as we can see, there is already an iron golem spawning inside of here. So this farm is working perfectly. You are also going to get cats. So you're going to want to place a light source down here. I'm just going to place a torch in the middle there and then cover this up so that the iron golems don't actually fall inside of the villager pit, just like this. And now you should have all of your villagers down here, and you can see, just like that, the iron golems should start to spawn. As you can see, we now have iron golems and some cats spawning inside of here. What we want to do is go ahead and locate the front of the farm. So for me, I'm going to pick this as the front of the farm here. So I'm going to go ahead and place a block right there. And then we're going to go to the opposite side of where I've placed this block, so this corner, and we're going to place blocks in this pattern. Just going to move you out of the way, place 1 block there, 2 more, 3 more just like that, and then 4 more blocks just like that, with the water in the corner right there. So you should see that water now flows, and there's 1 block in the corner there where there's no water, and you can see that all of the iron golems and cats are being pushed into the corner there. They are going to be a little bit annoying, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill them. I'm going to say be careful in survival mode when doing this, because, well, they'll kill you. So I'm going to go ahead and kill them, and then we can get into the next part of this build. What we want to do is come to this corner right here, break that block, and then those 2 water blocks there. Place 1 hopper leading into one of the dirt blocks there, which is later going to become the chest, and then 2 hoppers leading into that there. So you should have 3 hoppers just in the corner like that. You then want to come 1 block off the ground with your sign, placing 1 sign right there, and 2 in the corner like that, with lava right there. But you can't place the lava yet, because it's going to burn the leaves. So what we want to do is break some leaves just like this. Doesn't matter how far you go, however far you feel like, and just place some slabs just like this. I'm going to make it look a little bit better. There we go. So now when we place the lava, it can't actually reach the leaves and burn it. So this is the front of the farm. This is where the golems die. And now the items are going to go into a chest that we're going to make right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come outside of the farm here, dig a couple blocks down just like this. I'm going to go 2 wide until I see that hopper right there. And then I'm going to take my chests, and I want to take my 2 chests and place them just like that. So that now I can see that the nub, the little like hopper thingy, is leading inside of the chest there. And all the items, we can see that iron golem actually just died, is going to fall inside of this chest just like that. And then we can make a nice little staircase leading all the way down. And just like that, this iron golem farm is completely complete. Super easy, produces over 300 items per hour, and is an extremely simple way to get a lot of iron early game. You can see that iron golems are now spawning, burning in there. They burn, but their items fall into the hopper, they don't burn, and then they go inside of this chest right here. This extremely simple and super compact iron farm that's super useful for early game. We're gonna wait for the iron golem to die, and you can see that all of the items get filtered inside of this chest. Extremely simple, compact, and easy, and definitely one that you need to build. So again, not exactly a farm, but another extremely useful one that you need to have if you ever go exploring and have tons of stuff that you need to smell. So this is an auto sorter, and how it works is you have a fuel chest here and an iron chest right here. You have all of the items that are being equally distributed inside of here, and then automatically picked up and chucked inside of this chest. So with that out of the way, let's get into how to build this. So just like the first 2 farms on this list, it doesn't have to be 8 furnaces long. It can be as long or as short as you want it to be, but the longer it is, the more efficient it's going to be. So we're going to start facing the front of the farm here. I'm going to place down my chest, and this is where all of the items are going to be placed inside. So for this farm, I'm going to be doing 8. So I'm going to go 8 hoppers this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I then want to take my furnaces and I can place them on top, and this can be smokers or blast furnaces as well. It doesn't have to be regular furnaces. So shift clicking, I'm going to be placing all of these on top of the hoppers. I then want to take a row of hoppers and place them into the back of the furnaces here, making sure that all of the little knobs are actually facing into the furnaces. And then I want to shift click and place more on top of the furnaces up here. So you should have hoppers leading into that chest there, hoppers leading into the furnace, and then hoppers with all the knobs leading into the furnaces here again. The next thing you're going to want to do is take 2 glass blocks, placing it on top of those chests, and this is because if you have regular blocks there, you're not going to be able to open up the chest. So place 2 glass blocks just like that. You then want to take a regular block, placing it next to that hopper there, and then your redstone lamp right on that block on top of this glass here. You then want to take your lever and place it on the front, and this is how you turn on and off the farm. You then want to come around to the back of the farm here and placing 2 blocks right there and 2 right there, so a 2x2 area, just like that, covering up the back of the chest there. Now this next part can get pretty tricky, so make sure you watch closely. The first thing you want to do is place a powered rail on top of this here. Don't place one there, otherwise you'll see they connect. You want to take your rails and you want to follow them all the way down here, just like this. You then want to place 1 block on the end right there, with another powered rail just like that. You then want to come down here and build up 4 blocks, and this is what's actually going to stop the minecart and make it go back the other way. You then want to come back to this front side here, place a powered rail. You can see that it connects, but once you place this rail here, it's going to go back down. If that doesn't happen, what you want to do is just place a temporary block with 1 there, and then you can do placing your rails there and break that back. You're then just going to want to do the same thing you did up here, so following these rails all the way down, placing a block on the end there, with another powered rail and then a block right on the end, so that when it comes down, it bounces off there and goes all the way back. You then want to do the same thing here, so I'm just going to build up some there, and some blocks right there. So now, when we have the minecarts on top of here, what's going to happen is you'll turn it on, it'll bounce to this side, putting the items into there, and then bounce all the way back. We're almost done here now. All we want to do is take our chest, put it up here, and then take our hopper and place it facing down just like that. This is where the fuel is going to go into, and have the hopper pick that up. The final step to this build is taking your minecarts with the chest inside and placing it on these two blocks right there, one up there and one down on that lower rail there, so that the items can actually be distributed inside of these furnaces. And just like that, the build is done. So if you want to make it easier on yourself, what you can do is go ahead and place 3 item frames here with these corresponding items inside so that it's easy to memorize what goes where. One step that I did forget to mention, you want to make sure that these rails down here are actually lit up so that minecarts go back. So you want to take some redstone torches, break that block, and then place it on the block that it's on. So I'm just going to place 2 redstone torches there, one there and one there, and you can see that these are now both lit up. So now we're ready to use the farm. So what you want to do is follow these photos on the side. So you want to take your fuel source, chucking it into the top there, and you should see that it's automatically taken through the hopper and into this chest. And then you want to take whatever you want to smelt, so for me it's going to be iron, inside of this minecart here, and placing it inside of there. Now to use the farm, all I have to do is flick that lever, and you can see that they're both going to go and automatically fill up these chests. Go all the way back, and then go again, and to turn off the farm, all I have to do is flick that lever. You're going to see that the fuel is automatically put in, the iron's automatically put in, and you're going to see that all of the items are going into this chest. And just like that, this super easy auto smelter is done. The final farm on today's list is going to be this extremely easy chicken farm. How it works is you have your chickens inside of this area here. They lay eggs, which are then spit out by this dispenser into this area, and when they grow up, they die, burn in the lava, and automatically cook and go inside of that chest. So with that out of the way, let's get into how to build this thing. The first thing you're going to want to do is find the front of your farm. So for me, that's going to be right here. I'm going to go ahead and place my chest down there with a hopper leading into the back. I can then place any regular solid block there with 2 observers behind here. So how this is going to work is you're going to want to place 2 there, so just place 2 like that. So you should have the red dot there. Break this one and then place it right there. So the faces should be facing each other and this red dot should be blinking, and that's how you know you've done it correctly. You then want to come to this front here, and we're going to make the chamber for the chickens to die in. We're going to take our 2 glass and place it on the front there. This is so that the chest can still open up, because if this was a regular solid block, it wouldn't be able to. The next thing you're going to want to do is place a temporary block on top of that hopper there. With 2 trapdoors on the side, you're going to have to shift click one trapdoor on top of the other, so that when you open them up, they're going to open up and make a 2-high wall, just like this. You can then go ahead and break that temporary block. So the next thing I want to do is take my dispenser and place it on top of this solid block here, facing into the hopper so all the eggs get shot into that area. I then want to take my solid block, place it on top of that there, with a slab inside there, and then lava on top of that. This is where the chickens are actually going to get cooked and fall into there. I then want to take 2 slabs, placing them there, and then breaking that one. So now you should have 1 slab there, 1 slab inside of there, and this little mini killing chamber right here. I then want to take a hopper and place it into the back of this dispenser here, and this is where the actual chickens are going to sit and lay eggs for them to go inside of there. Just like we've done here, I want to take some trapdoors and place them so that they open up inside of there. You might have to place 2 of them just like that, so it's on the top block and it opens up. You then want to take 1 more, place it on top. Again, you might have to do the same thing like that, and you should see that this can open up and down for you to add more chickens at will. For the sake of time in this video, I'm just going to go ahead and spawn the chickens inside of here, but if you're doing this in survival, what you want to do is make a staircase with some seeds and lead the chickens inside. So now once you have, the more chickens you have in here, the better. Once you have all your chickens inside of there, this farm is complete. So the chickens should lay eggs, which go into the hopper, go inside of here and get spit out into here, and then when those baby chickens grow up, they'll be burnt and automatically go into this chest. And just like that, this 5th and final farm is complete. Well, that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed these farms, make sure to leave a like down below and let me know what I should do next. As well, thank you for the continued support on this channel as I just hit 1,200 subscribers, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Blazed MC out.